My name is Elizabeth Witzkin. I also go by Beth. I am an interior designer for Hollis and Miller Architects, which is a architecture firm that focuses on K through 12 education. I am still a junior member of the interiors team, but I'm currently studying for my NCIDQ certification. Just a little bit of context about like my current work from home, work in the office situation. I am currently in our office here in Castle Rock. We currently are working on a 2 days at home, 3 days in the office model, and you get to kind of pick and choose what days those are.
I'm Gina Loomis, and I attended Kansas State University in the ID program. I graduated back in '95, 8 years ago. I became a partner with the firm, and it was not something that I ever had a career goal of being a partner at a firm. I was always career oriented, but I figured I would have a family and balancing family career life. Just never even thought about being a part owner in a business. It's challenging at times, and there are times where I feel like, am I being successful at this? Which honestly is part of the reason I ended up creating a nicer home office for me, because there are times where even prior to COVID, the need to be able to come home, have dinner with my family, hang out with the kids, for many years I did it at the dining room table. So that's how I always did it. And then COVID hit, and that's when I said, okay, I need a home office.
Just as a kind of overarching theme of the whole like beginning this work from home hybrid, and in 2020 obviously it was all from home kind of situation, was I think there was definitely kind of a vibe from the upper leadership that they needed to trust, like they needed to gain trust of the employees, because obviously if you're not in an office all together, it's hard to tell if people are staying on task, if people are getting their work done, and or at least that was the perception, right? I think the expectation of a work from home day is like since you have the privacy and you have the ability to really be in your own space and focus, that you can get those kind of deep focus tasks done. In the office day is more, I think it's more expected of you that you're collaborating and communicating on those days, more than you would be on work from home.
I took on the position at SPT. I said I wanted to do work from home on Fridays, or actually have Fridays off. It was supposed to be Fridays off, and then it led to being just kind of a work from home. So I was one of the few that did that quite regularly. I made sure that everybody that was going to work from home had 2 monitors, because the job that we do with one small little screen just doesn't cut it. We sent everybody home for about, I would say, it was maybe a month and a half. And then we just realized this just doesn't really work very well for us.
I'm going to use the example of one specific kind of exercise that we use at Hollis and Miller a lot. We call it a dot democracy board. And the basic concept of a dot democracy board is when you're in an in-person meeting, you give everyone who's there a red dot sticker and a green dot sticker. And you have this big poster with either renderings or imagery that you want the client to react to. And they put green dots on the stuff they like, and they put red dots on the stuff they don't like. And that helps you kind of gauge like, what are their feelings about different aesthetics. We have been doing that pretty consistently for in-person meetings for years and years. And suddenly when we went virtual, that had to completely change. And one of the ways we've done that is by using like different survey options. And what we'll do is we'll usually put up one image at a time instead of all of them up next to each other. We'll put up one image at a time and ask people to rate it on a scale. Like this one's 1 star, this one's 5 stars, and then explain why they felt that way. We really haven't gone back to the physical boards.
Being in the design industry, we're extremely collaborative, and it was tough. It was tough to figure out how to be collaborative and sketch on pieces of paper and get the trash paper out and mark stuff up and then someone say, oh no, but what about this? And those just collaborative pieces just weren't there. We would share screen and she would just throw her Inkscape views up and I would just be watching her design and I'd be like, no, why don't you change this here? And why don't you tweak that there? And so her and I mean, we figured out how to make it work. Face-to-face interaction is extremely important. Body language, just being in the same room, you get each other, you're not pausing and trying to talk over each other because you get those body cues from each other. You just kind of get clients a little bit better when you have that interaction. I would probably say the positive outweighs the negative because it's made ourselves grow. It's made ourselves find new ways to do things that we wouldn't have been forced to do otherwise.